Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, local tour guiding company grapples with expenses after coronavirus pandemic wipes out business. Original approach to reopening Dominica's borders post-COVID-19, and government housing projects remain on track in spite of the COVID-19 pandemic. The details coming up.
Avec Flow, animé on top up, sign up, quittez yo, every video join Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Si ou ni maladie HIV et bien maladie sexuelle, si ou pas protéger corps là ou kane sexe avec plusieurs monde, ça kay mette la vie ou en gros danger. Ou ka expose tout partenaire au poison et que ça qui ka vini avec maladie. Servi yo condom chaque fois ou kane sexe. Changer qui est important pour découvrir maladie à bonheur ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Prends responsabilité, protéger corps et puis les autres. Examinez corps. Aidez du bout si même maladie HIV et l'autre maladie sexuelle.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Away $40,000 in cash, oh, yeah. 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
First up in the news, stakeholders in the tourism industry continue to feel the impact of no visitor arrivals in Dominica. Here is Andrea Louis with more.
Extreme Dominica is one of the many tour companies on island catering to a specific type of experience. Extreme Dominica takes tourists to the Roseau Valley area to explore and traverse natural canyons in the valley. Benison Bellot, one of the tour guides with the company, says business dried up since the halt in international travel earlier this year.
We stopped work. Well, we're home right now. That's one of the things that it did. It impacted, in fact, in the case that our tours stopped for a while. With that influx there, we get to feed our families, we get to, do what we have to do, get what we have to get, but all that stopped. So for a while now, we're just, home. We're just wondering what's the next move, for especially the tour season, the tourist season, stuff like that.
This tour company relies heavily on cruise and stay-over visitors, which make up a large percentage of its clientele. Despite no customers or clients coming in, there is still an expense associated with the business.
The equipment is just there, and we have to use some of the equipment. We have to use them because they can just dry rot, most of them. So that is a cost by itself. The ropes, all the iron type equipment, rust, so we have to keep cleaning and keep moving some of those equipment so that it would stay good. But we're shut down right now. It's gonna cost us a good bit.
While no longer earning an income from the tourism industry, Bella does have another business which, though having slowed down significantly due to the outbreak, is a means of generating income.
On the Go Massage now, you have your clients that trust you, but also we have guidelines. We make sure that our bodies are clean, skin is clean. If I do come to the home, I make sure that I wear a mask. When I do get to the home, I still wash up my hands, make sure everything is neat and clean. But we have our guidelines, but it's also the trust level. And when you see you have aches and pains and you're really stressed out, you really do need that massage to get your blood flowing properly, less stress on the brain. So yeah, it happens, but little by little.
Prime Minister Skerrit says the issue of opening up Dominica's borders is a matter which will be approached from a regional perspective. Mr. Skerrit says once the region reopens its borders, it will be imperative that the grouping follow harmonized protocols as the islands are all connected.
So we're developing at the regional level some regional policies where borders are concerned, and which would guide us in our whole approach to the reopening of our ports. When, obviously different countries will have to adapt some aspect of it or change some aspect of it, but there'll be, generally speaking, an overarching set of policies and guidelines which we all can follow going forward.
Health authorities will be relied upon for guidance as to when the ports are to reopen. The COVID-19 pandemic is seriously impacting the region's economy.
We continue to engage ourselves at the regional level. Some countries so far have articulated certain policies that they put in place at a national level, but certainly there's going to have to be greater collaboration and cooperation among our nations to see us through this very challenging and difficult period, and because none of us know how long it's gonna stay with us, and every day there is a review of the impact of COVID-19 on our economies and our way of life.
The Prime Minister says this is not a time to rush important decisions.
This is not a time for us to react to any voices out there, actions which we need to take to spur the economy, to stabilize the economy and to stimulate the economy will be certainly be properly looked at and analyzed, so that once we present our final set of policies and programs and projects which we believe can stimulate the economy, then we shall share this with the country.
An extensive alternative communication system on the cards for the Soufriere-Scotshead area. Project Manager of Resilient Dominica ResDM, Simon Walsh, says while a number of the organization's projects were delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, a communication system is something which must be pursued.
For sure, ResDM is affected, but there's certain things we can look at still, like communication is really a key part of any disaster, whether you're talking about hurricane, whether you're talking about volcanoes, whether you're talking about coronavirus. Clear communication within your community. So if it was a hurricane, it might be where is food distribution happening now. If it's hurricane, if it was volcano, it might be where is evacuation going on and when and how and why and who is being evacuated. And coronavirus, it can be, what is the actual status of things within the community. Are we allowed to go and get food? Is a fisherman allowed to go fishing? Is a farmer allowed to go farming? We know we're under curfew, but what are the parameters that this exists?
A community-based communication network will help in community resilience, especially amid the COVID-19 situation on the island.
So we're looking at how can we set up a very localized instant communication system within the... So there's various things that Resilient Dominica can look at to build a more resilient community that we can still put some effort into now. And of course, looking at what this is doing to our communities. I just think these are interesting times we live in. And as you said, we are all learning. We learned a lot after Maria. Hopefully we're going to learn a lot after this. And let's just hope we come out of this, as we came out of Maria, stronger and more unified than before.
Bus drivers and owners are to be given special consideration in government's COVID-19 fiscal measures. Prime Minister Skerrit says he understands why they have increased the bus fare, but he warns against what he described as extraordinary increases. The Prime Minister says he has met with some of the bus drivers through the use of technology. He says he understands the challenge they face with a reduction in the number of passengers they are allowed at any one time. Initially, the bus drivers were allowed 1 passenger per row, a guideline which was not generally adhered to. They have since been allowed 2 passengers per row with certain conditions or respiratory etiquette. You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
Yo, check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash.
Oh, yeah.
2 bags of money plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. And mettez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et venez joindre Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Les moun qui ni TB estene et ben tout c'est, moun qui en bonne santé au li wèn ka respirer ces vermine là. Moun qui pa ni bon tempérament, kon sa ki ni maladie HIV, alcool, ka fumer, ti mamay et grand moun bien sensible pour ces maladies ça là. Moun qui ka tousse ni pour prendre précaution les yo en parmi moun en place publique, couvert bouche ou le ka estene et tousse. Visitez docteur et ben place santé. Fini tout traitement yo ba ou sa joine guérison et puis maladie TB. En responsabilité ou aider du bout de simen maladie TB et HIV, protéger corps et les autres.
helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. Dominicans being advised on the importance of having a secure savings plan. Here is Andrea Louis with more.
As the country goes through the economic impact and financial pressure of its COVID-19 outbreak, many people are being made more aware of their financial management and the need to change some spending habits. Some, unfortunately, have lost their only source of income, while others have no savings to dip into, hence being dealt a more harsh monetary blow. Founder of finance-focused consultancy Luana Laura says while under normal circumstances it may be difficult to put aside money for a rainy day, Dominicans need to make the effort to save some money for future financially challenging events.
Many people do not understand the importance of a rainy day or emergency fund until they are faced with financial emergencies. Some may not have the means to create one. However, it's important to build a savings plan in whatever financial plan that you're creating. Whether you're unemployed or still employed, it's never too late. You can start by building savings into your budget. And I like to stress the point, save before you spend. In that way, it comes out first. Start with whatever you have, no matter how small. Every dollar counts, and focus on habit and consistency to start, rather than how little you save.
For those who have lost their jobs, Laura suggests looking at creative means of generating income while at home.
If you've been displaced due to COVID-19, you may be actively seeking ways to earn some income. I like to see positivity through adversity. Right now, a lot of opportunities for creativity are being presented. So it is up to the individual to tap into available markets and niches to create some sort of income for themselves. It's time to get creative to earn income. What skills can you monetize? What items can you sell? What jobs can you do? What is available? You need to be ready to step outside of your comfort zone. And recently I've seen a rise in e-commerce business over the past few weeks, and that is an area of great potential. That is something that they should explore.
And in spite of physical distancing requirements due to COVID-19, a number of government building projects have continued unabated. Prime Minister Skerrit says these projects, which include health centers and residential housing, have been allowed to continue against the background of the upcoming hurricane season. This week, the Prime Minister visited 30 residences in Grand Bay to be completed and handed over to families in June. The land has already been identified for the construction of 70 more homes in that constituency. Construction will commence once the first 30 are complete.
These facilities, these hospitals, these health centers are important. We are just a month away from the hurricane season. Just a month away from the hurricane season. And so while we are dealing with COVID-19, the government now has to deal with preparation for the hurricane season. And in the first week of May, we're going to have a meeting of NEPO to start looking at our own preparations in the country. And this is why we're pushing housing. And in the next few weeks, we'll be handing over keys to over 105 residences to 105 families to get them into those homes before the hurricane season, so that we will have 105 families more who would be in a less vulnerable circumstance at the start of the hurricane season.
Speaking of the economic impact and uncertainties which accompany the COVID-19 pandemic, the Prime Minister says Dominica had successfully pulled through critical times in the past.
The whole world is in a lockdown or shutdown mode. Nobody's gaining revenue, but you're spending. And you're unable to give a firm conclusion of what would how much money you're going to need to really address this issue. So this is why we're going to be, where the income is the income support is concerned, I believe we're going to be looking at a 6 months period in the first instance and see how it goes from there. So that we can assure people of a 6 months income if the need is necessary. Our hope is that those persons who have lost their jobs, that with the income support from the government, both the government funds and social security funds, that people can be at work, and so the difference they could maybe get from the employer. If not, then they would have something to pay the bills.
Avec flow, gagner l'argent, on partit l'argent avec flow. Gagner l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec flow. Animez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et venez joindre flow. It only gets better with flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Si ou ni maladie HIV et bien maladie sexuelle, si ou pas protéger corps lors qu'un sexe avec plusieurs monde, ça kay mette la vie ou à gros danger. Ou ka exposer tout partenaire au présent et que ça qui ka vini avec maladie. Servez yo condom chaque fois ou kani sexe. Changer qui est important pour découvrir maladie à bonheur ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Pour responsabilité, protéger corps et puis les autres. Examiner corps. Aider du bout si même maladie HIV et l'autre maladie sexuelle.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Away $40,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
We're flowing better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you want to win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
To end the news, a look again at the headlines. Local tour guiding company grapples with expenses after coronavirus pandemic wipes out business. A regional approach to reopening Dominica's borders post-COVID-19. And government housing projects remain on track in spite of the pandemic. You may access our news on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.